how everything seems boring. Lately, everything seems boring. And I don't mean just being bored for 5 minutes with nothing to do. I mean everything. Somehow, even the things you actually look forward to don't feel the way they used to. The excitement disappears faster than you expected. Even things you actually enjoy can start feeling boring. You open social media. Nothing looks interesting. You start a movie, then check your phone 10 minutes later. You open your favorite game, play for a while, and somehow you're already looking for something else. So naturally, you start asking yourself, why am I like this? Am I lazy? Do I just need more motivation? But what if motivation isn't the problem? What if the reason everything feels boring isn't because life got more boring? What if something else changed?
All right, let's be real. Staying focused on one thing has become surprisingly difficult. And you might already know what I mean. Maybe you're watching this video while checking your phone, or opening another app whenever there's even 1 second of silence. And honestly, I get it. Because think about your average day. What's one of the first things you do when you wake up? You turn off your alarm, and then you're already on your phone. One notification becomes 5 minutes. 5 minutes becomes 20. Before you've even gotten out of bed, your brain has already seen messages, videos, headlines, bright colors, and who knows how many random pieces of information.
Then the rest of the day continues. Waiting for food? Phone. Eating? Facebook, TikTok, or even YouTube. Walking somewhere? Music, a podcast, or more scrolling. Sitting at your laptop? Maybe you're supposed to be working, but there are 10 other tabs open. And even when you're not using your phone, you're still surrounded by screens. Your laptop, your TV, social media, notifications, content, information.
The longer you spend on it, the more it tries to keep you there. So many things compete for one thing: your attention.
Bright colors, interesting titles, endless scrolling. New content every second. Something is always waiting for you.
And eventually, your brain gets used to it. Your brain is rotting. And yeah, I know it's mostly a joke, but I think the feeling behind that word is something a lot of people understand. You spend so much time jumping from one thing to another that sitting still with one thing starts to feel difficult. But why? Here's an easy way to think about it. Imagine you listen to music at maximum volume every day. After a while, normal volume might feel quiet. The music didn't change. Your ears just got used to something louder. Or think about spicy food. The first time you eat something extremely spicy, it's overwhelming. Then you eat it again and again. Eventually, you adapt.
So, you want something spicier. Not because the food changed, because your baseline changed. And I think something similar happens with stimulation. The more constantly stimulated your brain becomes, the more it starts expecting that level of stimulation. So when you sit down to do something slower, like reading, studying, or working, your brain compares it to everything else. And compared to endless new content, those things feel slow. Compared to notifications and videos changing every few seconds, a textbook doesn't exactly have the best special effects. And that's when everything starts making sense. The problem might not be that you need more motivation. Your brain might just be overstimulated. You've gotten used to so much happening that normal life feels underwhelming by comparison. And this creates a pretty annoying cycle. Something feels boring, so you check your phone, your brain gets something new, then you go back to what you were doing. Now it feels even more boring. So back to the phone, and the cycle repeats. You start searching for something just a little more interesting than what you're doing right now. But here's the good news. Your brain adapted to this level of stimulation, which means it can adapt back. It can be reset. And no, I'm not saying you need to throw your phone into a river and move to the mountains. You don't have to completely escape technology. That's not realistic. The idea is just to reduce the stimulation a little and give your brain some room to breathe. For example, try putting your phone in grayscale.
Suddenly, all those bright, attention-grabbing colors disappear. Your phone becomes kind of boring. And honestly, that's the point. You can also set a timer for the apps you waste the most time on. Not because you need to become some perfect, disciplined machine. Just create a little friction. Make it slightly harder to automatically open the same app every time you're bored. Go outside without needing something playing in your ears. Take a walk. Look around. Touch some grass.
Eat one meal without social media. Take one short walk without your phone. Sit somewhere for a few minutes without immediately trying to entertain yourself. And at first, it might feel boring. Actually, it probably will. But don't immediately escape, because maybe that's exactly what your brain needs to get used to again. Being bored. Because here's the mindset shift I want you to take from this video. Boredom doesn't always mean there's nothing interesting in your life. Sometimes it means your brain has gotten so used to constant stimulation that normal things no longer feel interesting.
And you don't fix that by constantly finding something more exciting. Sometimes you fix it by doing less, giving your brain fewer things to process, less scrolling, less switching, less noise. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start small. So here's one thing I want you to try today. The next time you're bored, don't reach for your phone immediately. Wait 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes. No scrolling, no videos, no music. Just let yourself be bored. Go outside. Sit somewhere. Look around. Touch some grass if you have to. And see what happens. Because maybe nothing is wrong with you. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you haven't lost your motivation. Maybe your brain has just adapted to a world where something is always fighting for your attention. And if it adapted to that, it can adapt back. Maybe everything isn't boring. Maybe we've just forgotten how to enjoy things when they're not screaming for our attention. If this helps you, give the video a like to prove that you're really serious about yourself. And subscribe. We've got more on the way. And as always, stay focused.